Well, chapter 4 was kind of fun, and it ends up in a place where the church has been attacked. John and Peter get arrested. They're released. And they get together and they have a prayer meeting. You see, this is the heart and soul of the Church of Jesus Christ. It's the heart and soul of your personal relationship with the Lord, your prayer life. If your prayer life is just a wing and a prayer, I want to stop you right now and say it's got to be different. Prayers where you connect with God, He moves in. I said all this last week, but I have to remind you. Prayer is the power of God. You know, don't pray for easy lives. You know, but pray to be strengthened. Don't pray for tasks equal to your power, but pray for power equal to your tasks. I'm going to be preaching about minimal living in the next service. And too often, that's what we do. We don't expect anything from God. You know, we get a bad diagnosis with our health and we're ready to call the mortuary. Well, I guess we have to set up some plans. No. It's time to go to prayer and say, God, we need you to move. We have a plan for our lives and their roadblocks get thrown up and we go, I guess, you know, we're never going to make our dreams happen. No, the Bible says pester Him. He talks about abundant life being available to us. Yeah, this is God who's saying, don't settle on the minimum. I'm a maximum God. I've given a maximum amount to you, and I'm expecting a maximum amount from you. And the only way that's going to happen is if you interlock fingers with Him, go deep, pray hard, and expect great things from God, which is what's happening in the New Testament church right now, in chapters 4 and 5. Our stuff is a gift from Him to use to bless other people's lives. This is what Christianity is. And this is what the New Testament's all about. And it's attractive to other people. It's attractive. You know, I was wondering, is my faith attractive to anybody? Does anybody look at me and say, well, there's a Christian, I'd like to be like him. You know, I could see God moving in his life. You know, we're a witness. We're either a good witness or we're not such a good witness. And we're out in the community. You know, are we mean to the slow waitresses? Are we a little impatient with people who are trying to do too much? You're a Christian. And, you know, especially for me as a pastor, people know who I am even though I don't know who they are. So I always have to be careful. But people at work know that you're a Christian. Or they should know that you're a Christian. People in your neighborhood probably know. You got your family members, your friends. You're a witness to them. Okay? Hopefully you're a good witness. Hopefully your life is making people say, you know what? They've got something that I don't have. Their circumstances can go south and they smile. They have confidence. They enjoy life. I need that in my life. You know? Could you imagine if we got up in the morning as Christians with this agenda to go out and heal and encourage and speak the words of life and see people's worlds transform because God was moving through us? That's New Testament Christianity. And I believe it's still available today. I believe that if you and I get up in the morning and say, God, I want you to move, He'll do it. I want you to move in me, and I want you to move through me. If you have that agenda next to your alarm clock, when you turn it off, and you start engaging the presence of God, I believe that this kind of stuff is going to happen. William Temple says, Christians have been called to the hardest task, to fight without hatred, to resist without bitterness, and when things don't go our way, to triumph without vindictiveness. That's what it means to be a Christian. To always be working the love angle, always have compassion, always see the deeper spiritual element in whatever interaction that might be, especially negative interactions. And you know, a lot of people, they didn't give their lives to Christ because they were afraid. And I came across this passage in Revelations. The first group of people that go to hell in Revelations 21:8 are the fearful. Those who are afraid to take a stand. Those who didn't make a decision. You know what? I'm going to follow the Lord. No matter what it costs me. Beatings, whatever. And I guess I'm bringing us to this moment because you and I have to make this decision. We made it when we decided to become a Christian, but we have to remake it. Am I going to be willing to stand up for the Lord at school? Am I going to be willing to stand up for Him at work? Am I going to be able to stand up and believe and speak on His behalf when other people are speaking against Him? I know this. He stood up for you. And He was beaten for you. And He did all of that because He loves you so intensely. He can't imagine that you don't get to spend eternity with Him.